options for people 65 and older.
My Marietta.
My Marietta.
My Marietta.
My Marietta.
My home away from home.
My stepping stones for the future.
My Marietta Network.
My performing.
At Marietta College, the professors are here for you more than just your classes. They want to help you succeed in both school and your career because they really care about you as a person. And that's why I can call my professors my friends. And that's why they're part of my Marietta Network.
I enjoy being here at Marietta College with all the kind of things that you get to do with mass media. You get to work around with the community, whether it be the elections that happen or with sports. You get to work on radio and format your own kind of show, whichever way you'd like to do it. And you even get to work on live television here. I mean, there's nothing more you could really ask for if you're interested in broadcasting or doing anything that involves mass media here at Marietta. It's a fun experience and I love it.
Marietta College provides me with state-of-the-art facilities. Also, while heading to class, it was like taking a stroll in the park. I've absolutely fallen in love with the campus.
In Marietta College, everybody cares about each other. We all say hi and smile when we see each other. My professors really know me and they care about my success. And I get to perform a lot here at the theater, and I get to sing, and I get to play in any bands that I want to. It's great.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this special election night program of WCMO News Center 15. Right now it's time to check in with yet another update on the numbers.
And our reporters are back in the studio and ready to share what they've learned.
Let's see, first we have Marietta Mayor. Here are the results for this. Harley Noland is currently at 31% of the vote with 479 votes. Joshua D. Schlicker for the Republican Party is in the lead with 657 votes, 42% of the vote. And current Mayor Joe Matthews, running independently, is dead last with 27% of the vote and a total of 425 votes.
For the Marietta City Council 3rd Ward, Bill Gossett is in the lead with 406 votes at 61%, and Steve Thomas is trailing behind with 256 votes at 39%. For the Marietta School Levy, 4 are 42% with 2,687 votes, and against is 3,658 votes at 58%. So, Anthony, why don't you tell us a bit more about some of the interviews you got out there?
Yeah, so we got some pretty good interviews, some pretty good stuff. So just on the list, first interview we did was with David White. Pretty good interview, got a lot of good knowledge. You know, we interviewed him as a voter. So yeah, I mean, he gave us some good information. And then afterwards, we interviewed a female that actually worked at the original pizza place. And she was a student, education major at WVUP.
Okay.
And yeah, so we basically just asked her about the levy, and she gave us her take on that. She was for it. She thought it was a good thing that could give a lot more opportunities for the students.
It sounds like an overwhelming amount of people are against the levy, it seems.
Yeah, going from place to place, tried to find some people to talk about it, and it was very hard finding some people to talk about it. People don't really want to throw their opinions out. It kind of seems like a touchy subject, and I could see why.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, so it said, 58% were against it?
58% are
Yeah,
against it.
so that's tough. So tried to get some more. The girl from the original pizza place was the only person I could get to talk about it.
Okay.
And then there were like 2 other interviews you did.
Yeah. Yep. So we got an interview with Third Ward runner Bill Gossett, who's in the lead, right?
Yeah,
And,
right now he's in the lead.
Yeah. So that's pretty good interview with him. We also had that one at the original pizza place, and
A lot of activity going on down there tonight.
oh yeah, yep. And gave some good information. He talked about how he grew up there, and how he has like a kind of a way he wants to change things for like the drainage system and things like that. And then we also had an interview with Steve Thompson, I'm sorry, and he's also running, and he's behind Bill Gossett, and he talked about a vision that he had and how he thinks that his method to changing the drainage will go hand in hand with the new school if the levy does pass, but it's not really lining up to go that way anyways. So that's that, and yeah.
Well, the time of year in which everyone votes is really emotionally and physically draining on a lot of us. But if we're ready to take a look at the first of your interviews, that would be a good thing to do. I'm really interested in hearing what a lot of these people had to say, and I'm sure you all out there are too. What do you think, Jared?
No, I'm excited. We'll get a first-hand look at what some of the people in the area are really feeling, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what you got on your first night out.
Hello, my name is Anthony Herman with WCMOTV, Marietta College. Right now I have me with...
David White, Washington County Commissioner.
Awesome. So first question we just want to ask real quick is how do you feel about, what do you think the voting's going to be like, the turnout?
I think for an off-year election, the turnout is going to be very heavy. This is a year in which there's only local and city and municipal elections and township elections. Particularly heavy in Marietta because there is a levy on the ballot, and so that will generate a lot of turnout, I believe.
Yeah. So there is word about the new voting machines. So I'd like to ask you about that and how you feel about that.
Sure. Well, as county commissioner, of course, it's been a big issue. We've known for several years we're going to have new voting machines in. We did institute them this year. This is a good year to do it because it is a smaller election. Next year being the presidential election, we wanted to actually have a good trial year. Everything seems to have gone pretty smoothly. There were a couple of hiccups this morning at one of the voting locations, more or less involved not having the right paper in the machine.
Yeah.
So.
Well, glad you guys got that figured out. That's David White, and I'm Anthony Herman with WCMO-TV, and back at the guys at the desk. Hannah Holbert. Hi, my name is Anthony Herman with WCMO-TV. With me I have Hannah Holbert. Just want to ask her a question on her take on the new school levy on this year's election.
I think it's a great opportunity for the community. I'm actually in education right now at WVUP and a resident of Ohio. I personally went to Williamstown growing up, and I thought that it was good for all the kids to be together since all the Waverly kids came over anyways in 7th grade. There's a lot of benefits to grouping with the children at a younger age, and I just think it's going to be great.
Awesome. Thank you. And that's it for you guys. Hi, my name is Anthony Herman with WCMO-TV, Marietta College. With me, I have Bill Gossett. I just want to ask him a couple questions on the third ward position. Bill, what's your opinion on the third ward position, if you just want to talk about it?
I've lived in the third ward for 26 years now. Throughout years, I really wanted to run for council, but there was a lot of things that held me back from doing so. But living in the third ward and then actually becoming a candidate to represent the voters of the third ward, that's a whole different idea. And when I when I got into it and I started going door to door and meeting the people of the third ward, I didn't do other wards, but for me, I met so many great people that live in the third ward. And it's really diverse. You've got people of lower income, you've got people of middle income, and then you've got people that are doing very well.
Yeah.
And I tried to reach out to everyone in the ward to get their support. There's a lot of things I'd like to do in the ward. Blight is a big issue. It's not only the ward, but throughout the city. But there is a big issue that a lot of people have brought up with that in the ward. That and listening to the voters and having people get a hold of me and see if I can do things to help not only people one-on-one, but entire neighborhoods. The Rathbone area has a really bad problem with drainage, and there's some other issues out there that I can hopefully work towards gaining and getting some goals accomplished there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Bill. And I'm Anthony Herman, WCMO TV, and that's it. Hi, my name is Anthony Herman with WCMO TV. With me, I have Steve Thomas, running for the third ward position. How's it going, Steve?
Pretty good. Just waiting to hear from the results.
Yeah, definitely understand that.
That's the important thing. Waiting to see what the voters have decided out there.
Yep. So a little bit on the third ward. I just want to ask you your opinion on it and why you should be elected and things like that.
Well, I've served 8 years. It's my 8th year on city council. I've worked really hard to get a lot of things done in my ward. Got a lot of things done with the new streets and things happening up in the ward. I'm the police and fire chair, and we're getting our first new fire engine in 8 years. That's the truck's somewhere 30 year plus old, replacing it. I was part on getting the new bike path put in up at the Walmart, part on the new water plant and the new sewer plant. So I've done a lot for the city and voted on a lot of different things to get things done. And I'm all up for the school to get removed to the new spot and get a new school together. It'll bring more businesses into town. It'll bring more people into the city staying here. We have a nice school. And along with that, it's why my thing of running for office was I have a vision. And along with my vision, we're going to get a new water plant, new sewer plant. We're going to run in with a new school. And we're going to have, a new fire pumper. One of the biggest things we're going to be doing is, which I'm really excited about, is an ADA study for the whole city of Marietta. And I'm a person with a disability. I'm visually impaired, and I speak up for those out in the community that have disabilities. I sit on a couple boards in Columbus, and like I said, so I am really geared for this ADA study, so we can get the people that are getting older and having problems getting into places, we'll have that access and be able to come downtown and use some of the services that we offer through the city.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And back to you guys at the desk. How's it going? My name's Anthony Herman with WCMO TV at Marietta College. With me, I have Corey. How's it going, Corey?
Not too bad.
Cool. So my first question for you is, what is your position on this year's election so far?
This year's election is really important, especially when it comes to our local races. We have a great candidate in Harley Nolan. He's got some tough competition, but I'm pretty confident that he's got the election, in the bag. He's going to create a lot of great change for our historic town.
Awesome. And last question I just want to ask you, what is your position on the new school levy?
The school levy, in this area, we have a huge issue with deteriorating buildings, and if we continue to let this problem grow over the years, it's going to start affecting our youth education. And that's not something we can let happen in this area. We're already disadvantaged being in the Appalachian region, so we just need to focus on keeping education first and foremost in this area, and passing levy would make a world of difference in that department.
Awesome. Thank you, Corey. And back to you guys at the desk.
Well, you did a pretty good job with those interviews there.
Thanks. I tried my best.
Your first interviews out on town. How'd you like it?
Yeah, it was a good time. Learned a lot. Got some good experience for sure.
Not too bad for a first timer.
bad.
Well, we've got some 3 quick updates here about the progress of some of these elections. For example, first off, for the elections of the mayor of Marietta, we have a winner. The winner for our new mayor of Marietta, Ohio, is Mr. Josh Slicker. So, it's been a good run with Joe Matthews, but it's probably a good thing to get some new blood in, get some new fresh perspective on how to deal with the problems of this town. Yep, as you can see right here, it looks like Joshua D. Slicker won for the Republican Party with a grand total of 1,410 votes. And so we'll see. What do you got here for us, Jared?
For Marietta City Council Youth Award, we have a winner. It's going to be Bill Gossett for the Republican Party, with a total of 64% of the vote, and he ran against Steve Thomas, who was the incumbent, but Bill Gossett will be our new member for the Marietta City Council. And from what I met when we had an interview earlier, he seemed like a really nice guy. I really enjoyed getting to meet with him and learning more about what he was standing for. And
all right. And last but not least, what do you have for us, Anthony?
Yeah, so the talk of the town, the levy. So turns out the total, not everyone, but 58% is against. So that is what won, the against. And definitely from the interviews, you could tell that's the way it was leaning. So, yeah.
It seemed like from what I understand, people were in favor of the tax, but they were not in favor of paying it.
Yeah,
people tend to be fickle with their wallets these days.
Yeah, that's the way it's
understandable in our hard economic times.
Yep,
you're not wrong.
Well, that's going to be it for today's broadcast of this special election coverage. From all of us here at WCMO TV, thank you so much for watching this evening. We hope that you'll join us for our regular newscasts on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon 30 and 6:30. Until then, for WCMO News Center 15, we'll see you next time.
Meet Candace. This senior basketball player loves to spend time hanging out before class with her best friend and education major, Shelby. Shelby knows the best place to study is at the Kalaki Cafe, where she can compare notes with baseball player Ryan and get a great cup of coffee too. In the off-season, Ryan tries his best when he's shooting hoops with broadcasting major Gage in the Dyson Baudo Recreation Center, home of Fenton Court. Gage, as producer at WCMO 15 News, runs the control room, where he shows the ropes to Mary, a junior volleyball player and advertising and public relations major. Mary loves to spend her free time drawing down at the Herman Fine Arts Center, where her sorority sister Madison majors in studio art. Madison meets up downtown with junior rower Katie. Downtown's where you can get beautiful river views, specialty stores, and the best root beer in Ohio. Katie heads back to campus just in time for a class in the Rickey Science Center with who else but Candace. So take a look around. Here at Marietta College, we're all connected. We are family, and we are all pioneers.
So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me. You might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot. The flu